Hello, my name is Melodie, your only child, and this is Only Child Theater Presents, the place where the theater of my mind collides with yours. Why me? Why now? Why here? Why not? I'm here to share my unique perspective on life, GenX wisdom, and storytelling, to create a new life for myself while helping others to do the same. I'm totally new to creating on YouTube, so be patient with me here. But I know that progress is better than perfection. So, with that in mind, putting my notes behind me here, with that in mind, I wanted to tell you a quick little story about myself. And it sort of reflects on the GenX fortitude. A long time ago, I'm 54, a long time ago, I was 6, in daycare. At the time, my mom was still raising me by herself. Unfortunately, my natural father abandoned us when I was 2 years old. So it is what it is. But yes, it did have effects on me, as it would anybody. But that's for another day. What I wanted to talk about was the determination that I had to conquer things in my life that seemed pretty difficult. So I was in daycare, being raised, being an only child, being raised around adults. It was very challenging in daycare because my peer group, they were running and screaming and everything else, and I was already reading. So it made for a very challenging time for me. But when I decided to do something, and even now, if I'm determined and I decided to do something, I'll do it. But sometimes it takes some pushing. Anyway, what happened to me? What happened to me when I was 6 years old? I was at the daycare center, and they decided to get 2 bicycles. And I had the choice between a bicycle with training wheels on it or the bicycle without. Now, you're just getting to know me. You don't know me from Eve. I, of course, chose the one without the training wheels. So while my mom's at work trying to make ends meet, I'm getting on this bicycle. And it was ridiculous. It was really a fool's errand at first. I kept falling, and my mom's picking me up, asking, why is there cuts and bruises? Why are there cuts and bruises on my daughter? What's going on? And I tried to tell her, hey, I'm teaching myself how to ride a bike. Unfortunately, my mom didn't believe me, or she was just like, she's a good mom, but at the same time, very distracted by things and life. And so when I tried to tell her, I'm showing myself how, I'm training. I didn't say it that way. I'm trying to learn how to ride a bike. She really didn't believe me. So, but that didn't deter me. Every time we got outside into the playground, I saw my nemesis. I saw my nemesis. So, one day, and it probably took me a week or so to get this. I stayed up for about 30 seconds, and it was amazing. I was like, yes, yes, I'm making it. And I rode the bicycle past a little boy that was impressed that I was riding the bicycle, and he said, hey, that's great. And when he said that to me, it distracted me, and of course I fell. But I got right back on. And eventually, believe it or not, just one day, I got back on and I stayed up. And it was an incredible feeling. Like no other feeling you could imagine. It was this feeling of victory and the wind whipping through my little hair. And I was so victorious. And I just felt like I could do anything. Well, my mom picks me up and I say to her, I can ride a bike. She didn't believe me. Yeah, that hurt to admit that, but yeah. She didn't believe me. Anyway, fast forward. While I'm going through this, I'm 6 at the time. Fast forward to, let's see, I had just turned 7 in December. Let's see here. Fast forward to the following Easter. At this point, I think they were married at this point. She had found a new person. He married her, and he adopted me. So we were a full family at this point. It was exciting. Well, for Easter, they got me a bicycle. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to finally prove to her I know how to ride a bicycle. And, of course, the bicycle came with training wheels. And I said to my dad, I said, hey, I know how to ride a bike. And, of course, he looked at me like, really? And he had completely assembled the bicycle with the training wheels. We were outside, down on the sidewalk. And I'll explain what I mean by down later. But we lived in an apartment on a second level. So we were down on the sidewalk. And he said, oh, no. Your mother made it very clear that you need to have these training wheels on here. And I said, if you just let me ride it without the training wheels, if I fail, and I didn't say it that way, I wasn't that articulate, but I basically said, if I can't do it, put the training wheels back on. Yeah, believe it or not, I knew how to negotiate at a young age. I was different. Like I said, I'm an only child, but I was raised around adults, so my thinking was a little bit, I don't want to sound bad saying it, it was more advanced than the typical 6-year-old or 7-year-old. So, because I was raised around adults, my vocabulary was more advanced. So I told him, look, if I fail, if I fall down, put the training wheels back on, I won't say anything. I won't say anything to Mom. It's as if it never happened. Okay? And he was like, I don't know about that. But I talked him into it. I finally talked him into it. So, what I did, got on the bike, and I had looked at him, and he's still like, because he's picturing himself getting in trouble with my mom. They're newly married. He doesn't want to rock the boat. So anyway, I got on the bike, and like I said, don't forget how to ride a bike. All right, got on the bike. I went down the sidewalk, no problem. And he was like, turned around, came right back. He couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. And I said, I told you, I know how to ride a bike. Well, my mom came home from work, and she wanted an explanation. Why are there no training wheels on the bicycle? And my dad's like, she said she knows how to ride a bike. So she went and she just took off. And my mom's like, how did you learn how to ride a bike? Okay. Just a word to people out there, parents. I mean, I'm not a parent myself. I don't have any kids. Let me tell you something. If your kid comes to you and says they learned and know how to ride a bicycle, can you give them a little belief? Can you please give them a chance? Give them a chance to prove it. Okay? So anyway, so that's the story of me learning how to ride a bike. But here's the thing. It's part of that GenX tenacity. It's part of that can-do attitude of the Generation X. Now, of course, there are plenty of millennials out there that have a can-do attitude. There's plenty of Generation Y, was it Gen Z? And then, I don't know about Gen Alpha. Sorry, gang. Yeah, that's to be determined. But anyway, hopefully my little story helped you a little bit to realize, it goes back to the old adage, just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again, just like the little song. And even though I wasn't believed, it still meant something to me that I could do it. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here right now. I'm proving to myself that even though I'm doing something that is, to me, very frightening, and I know I'm talking in hushed tones because it's very late in the evening. It's actually 1:45 in the morning. Very typical of me doing things at odd hours. But you'll get to learn more about me as we go along. And we're going to talk about more things that are being overcome. Overcoming fears, overcoming diagnoses. I have generalized anxiety disorder, major depressive disorder, recently, thank God, finally, diagnosed with ADHD. We all knew that was there. And also complex PTSD, which you kind of got the idea from that. It's hard, but just because I have those things doesn't mean that they have to have me. Am I right? Am I right? And so I'm just presenting myself out here, being vulnerable, and I'm hoping that it resonates with somebody, and that hopefully this will become a community, become a safe place to talk about life experiences, and also to be aware that mental health is an issue. And that we're all in this same boat together. And I know that there's going to be some, trolls be trolling. But you know what? To those out there that will probably say negative things, look, there are better ways for you to feel better about yourself. Like maybe make a YouTube channel and talk about what's going on in your life. And hopefully maybe you have something good to say that will help somebody else, like I'm trying to do right here. And, it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be upset. But try to channel those energies into something positive, because bringing down somebody else is not going to lift you up at the end of the day. At the end of the day, those things are going to reflect on you. And I want this to be a community of people who are trying to help each other. And then hopefully make a little money while doing it. I'm hoping. Hey, it's keeping it real here. We're hoping that will be the case. Me, myself, and I. And as we're going along, all of us together, I'm hoping that, as well, that we're all going to improve each other's lives. I'm hoping that's going to be the case. Anyway, again, this is Melody, your only child, and I'm hoping that, I'm hoping a lot. That all of us here will grow from this channel as the channel grows. Thank you.